we can move on to that, man. But right after the Doom trailer, why did my voice go so high right there? I don't know, but it's okay. Listen, right after we had that Doom trailer, we got right into the shits. When went from, you know what I'm saying, in delight to his eyes rolling in the back of his skull, because we had an official reveal, the return of some more information on State of Decay 3. We had a whole half and half, it actually wasn't even cinematic. I was about to say, most of that I'm pretty sure was in engine, and then we saw actual gameplay coming from, again, Undead Labs. We have some new info, some new looks at State of Decay 3. We didn't get any definitive date or range, but we saw gameplay. We saw some of the, you know, story and some of the world, what they were building, and we have some signs of life. State of Decay 3, when? Talk to me.
State of Decay 3, as you guys have known, if you listen to the podcast, is a game that I've been waiting on for a long time. They got announced, I want to say it was either last year or the year before. Xbox show a teaser trailer for it, and then we got no information since. I think we got some updates on State of Decay 2 since then, but other than that, we got no information on it. I'm very, very, very excited to see that this game is not dead, that we're getting some more footage of the game, some in-engine gameplay. Like, there were like parts that were definitely cinematic, but then there were also parts where you could see like it goes into the third-person view, it goes into the shooting. It looks fantastic, but again, I need the deep dive. I need the hey guys, this is what base building is gonna look like. This is what scavenging is gonna look like. That's what I want to see. But other than that, it looks like, honestly, it looks like a better, higher resolution, like a more upgraded version of State of Decay 2, which is a phenomenal game. And even that in and of itself is like good enough for me. But like that's just the standard. Like they've hit from what I've seen, I feel like they've hit the minimum requirements for me to be excited. Now everything else is just going to be better. I am really, really excited to see what they have to say. I'm very disappointed that we didn't get a release date, because this game was announced like a year ago. And I'm not even saying like, I don't need an exact date, but a year would be nice, because I'll be damned if this hype will die 2025 if I don't get anything from them. Like if I have to wait one more year and then they tell me it's 2026, I'll play the game, but I'll be very disappointed in them for even like talking to me about a game that wasn't ready for for this many years.
Yeah, nah, I hear it. But before you get, you know what I'm saying, before you jump out the window and shit, talking about dates, I at least had some details and saw some details that I wanted to run through with you and just get your thoughts on it again. I played a little bit of State of Decay 2, but I was never like super into it. You know what I mean? And not to any fault of mine, I was late to the party, but it looked really good. It looked really solid from when I saw little gameplay bits here. But to talk about some of these details now. Talking about the co-op, more of that world. Apparently, what's it called? Undead Labs have been collaborating with Obsidian Entertainment to kind of really hone in on the shared world feature. What Obsidian did on Grounded, they wanted to try and emulate that and have that world kind of, you know, owned by multiple players and have that system set up. So I know you played a lot of Grounded. Talk to me kind of about that, you know, that combination and trying to set up that in State of Decay.
So the shared world, for those who don't know, is essentially like I'll set up quite literally like a shared save file. It's like a server, but not really, where like I'll add you into it. Like Lego Fortnite is actually a really good example. Like if I start up a world and I set you as like a manager or whatever the word is called for Lego Fortnite, when I'm offline, you can jump in and you can do things for the world while I'm not playing. It's not necessarily a server where it's like always live, but like you can jump into the save, then it goes back up to the cloud, and then when I want to jump in, I can do that, or we can both be on the same save at the same time. That is really, really cool. I'm really happy to hear that that's what they're doing. This also opens up being able to play multiplayer, because one of the biggest issues I had with State of Decay 2 when I was playing it, and maybe they fixed this issue since then, but I don't think they have, I don't know if they have, is that multiplayer, you were kind of bound by a certain limit. Like I wouldn't be able to be across the map from you, and that was annoying when like you had 3 people in a group and one of you wants to go loot over here. You know, it only takes one person to go loot that house over there, but the other 2 people want to go to a different direction. It's like, well, we're all just gonna have to carpool at the end of the day. Like we're not gonna be able to do that. And that was one of my biggest gripes when I was playing multiplayer. But if they're having shared worlds, I cannot imagine them still keeping you to that tethered multiplayer of having to be close to each other. So that in and of itself is already a huge improvement, but having a shared world, that's really smart of them, because that way you can have now more people engaging with your world and building it up way back. Like that sounds amazing. That's really, really good from them. Like that's really smart.
Yeah, no, I saw that bit and I was like, yeah, that I didn't know if it existed really previously, but it looked like they were trying to build it out like to a different level in this iteration. So yeah, that really is like, again, kind of cutting the tie, you know, severing the tie a little bit so you guys don't have to be next to each other at all times or within a certain distance, to really kind of to spruce up and spread out the open world to make it, you know, a little bit more lively and dynamic. You know, somebody can go that way and find something, you can go that way and, you know, reconvene and jump in and jump out at your leisure. So I like that. I saw, again, some more talk of the combat, the dismemberment system we saw a little bit in the trailer. You can target the leg popped off and flew off. I like some of the details in that, more the deeper combat systems, some of the enemy behaviors. I think those have been improved a lot. They were talking about, and there was a lot of deeper customization and crafting kind of just abilities. Instead of you like picking up maybe a few like, you know, basic crossbow types, like, you know, the different rarities or whatever. Apparently there's a lot more investment into crafting with the raw parts that you find and you loot. So it's maybe a little bit more tailored to what you're finding, instead of, you know, just kind of fitting into a lot of these archetypes or the basic modes of, oh, this is a regular crossbow, oh, this is a you know an advanced crossbow or something like that, or a rare crossbow, blah blah blah, you know what I mean? Like, so I guess, how do you feel about the customization probably taking a leap with State of Decay 3?
That sounds amazing, man. Like and again, like I still think even State of Decay 2 till this day still has a lot of like playable value. Like just I do think that having more customization in the weapons would make it a lot more fun and make looting a lot more interesting, instead of being like, oh, I found an entire new crossbow, well, now I have 7 of these bad boys, so I gotta scrap a couple of them. Like making it so that it's not just, oh, I found a better crossbow. It's like, I found a sight for the crossbow, I found some materials to be able to create some stuff for the sight crossbow, giving you more things to do, and making looting such a more important experience, because that was like one thing that in State of Decay 2 you can affect the sliders, and I hope the accessibility options come back, because being able to change the difficulty of your combat while also changing the difficulty of just surviving is just, to me, amazing survival world. Like it's something that I think should be standard, like similar to how in Power World you can change how people level up the damage, all that stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like I think that's a really, really good use for some people who want to be able to tailor the game to how they want to play it. But I think adding more stuff to the looting pool and making looting a little bit more exciting, of being able to be like, man, I didn't find anything, but I got like a pistol sight that maybe eventually I'll be able to find a good gun to use this on. So I just need this game so bad, and it's just not even, I don't even know when it's coming out. Like it's that, and there's another Xbox title very similar to that, to this, where it's like, wow, we've seen some cool shit, but we don't know when it's coming out. And I hate that they're doing that, but it's also day one Game Pass, so I can't even really be mad, because it's not like I'm buying this game full price, you know? Like I gotta let them cook. Yeah,
gotta let them rock. But again, for a game that was announced, what, I feel like it was announced like 2018. I feel like it was first announced a while back, right? I feel like it was first announced a while back. For being dormant that long, I'm just happy that we see signs of life with certain things. You know, you would think that the state of certain games are rocky, or you don't know what it is. I know in this day and age, 2020, literally, it's been 4 years, you know, like in this day and age, I know there's a level of transparency that you know, consumers crave, especially very dedicated hardcore consumers of games crave. And, you know, I'm kind of towing the line where it's like, listen, if they don't have anything to show us, just shut up, you know, leave it alone. But if it's been that long with the game that anticipated, and in this climate for Xbox where they need first party titles, they need those big games to start showing up, a little like sign of life, you know, a little thumbs up, you know what I'm saying, from the background, it does help. So for State of Decay 3, I did not mind that at all. I think it was a pleasant surprise, and knowing that it's closer than we think, and they have this much detail to kind of let us know about, it gives me hope that we can, you know, get something in the next year, whether it's a definitive date or, you know, whatever. In the high hopes, it would be September of next year it could drop, but I'm gonna be safe, and I would assume with 2026, just for them to really polish things, especially with the multiplayer elements and them trying to get all the server shit down. I would be conservative with it, but you know, I'm glad that they showed up. I'm glad that they showed up. I'm glad that they had something to show. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for State of Decay 3. That's another one that the wallet is getting put in the headlock, boy. It's over. It's over for this fucking wallet. It's done. But yeah, shout out to State of Decay 3. They did their thing out there.
Yeah, no, honestly, and that was just a crazy 3 sets of games to show off at the beginning. Like that was a crazy start.
That's nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like Black Ops, again, solid. Your heavy hitter, saying it's day 1 Game Pass as a heavy joint. Doom, out the cut. Haven't seen Doom in like 4 years. Bang. State of Decay 3, we haven't heard from you in 4 years. Bang. Like gameplay, all that stuff like that. In-engine, all that shit. Like that was a crazy flurry. And we can talk about Xbox's general performance at the end of it. But yeah, they started off with a bang.